This October 2025, it is 10 years since I completed the Moon Suite that I wrote from March to October 2015. It's a piece for cello solo, and it really feels like the work where I found my voice as a composer. It is based on different moon phases and different aspects of being a woman, and 7 movements, and each of those is linked to a moon phase and the atmosphere that that moon phase evokes in me. First movement is called Water, Ocean, with an almost full moon, a bit mysterious. Then we have Nightshade, with a full moon, followed by Belladonna, that is a different name for Nightshade, and is a poisonous plant that is traditionally linked to witches in Europe, but of course also the name for a beautiful woman. After Belladonna we have my favorite movement, the Mermaid Song, which goes from half moon to waning moon. And it's not really the Disney mermaid, but sort of a rough, emancipated mermaid. After the Mermaid Song we have the Fugue and the Dark Moon, with the subtitle, Love Your Dark Side, Baby. The Fugue is followed by Waxing Moon, to weave a rain of moondrops. Short movement. Followed by my second favorite movement, and also the last movement of the suite, the Barcarolle, which goes from half moon to almost full moon. The Barcarolle is a folk song sung by gondoliers in Venice, another magical place. And this Barcarolle is a reference to Britain, who has a Barcarolle in his beautiful third cello suite. I wrote the Moon Suite for my good friend Ragnhild E. Wesenberg, a Norwegian cellist who I met in Amsterdam in 2013 when we were both studying at the CVA, the Conservatory of Amsterdam. And we soon became good friends, and in 2014 Ragnhild returned to Norway because she'd graduated, and she decided to spend some time in Hammerfest in the very, very north, where it does not get light and it's dark all winter. And we exchanged letters by post, handwritten letters. We've been doing this ever since, for more than 10 years. And I figured that Ragnhild needed something to do in the dark Norwegian winter, so I wrote her the Moon Suite, which was also inspired by themes we talked about in our letters. And I made the Moon Suite pretty difficult because I thought Ragnhild did not have that much to do since it's dark all winter and one must do something. But I ended up also playing it myself, as did many others. My own favorite movement to play is the mermaid song. It starts with this B that changes color, becomes a high note. Then it has a melody, high melody, accompanied by left hand pizzicato, plucking the low string. Normally the low string on the cello is a C, that's this note, but for the moon suite the C is tuned a little bit lower to a low B to make extra resonance and different harmonies. Is that the Moon Suite was originally written for Ragnhild's carbon fiber cello, who was called Miss David. It actually sounds very similar to a normal wooden cello, except that the harmonics come out a little bit more. Ragnhild got this carbon fiber cello because she was living in Hammerfest, where it gets very, very cold in the winter, like -20, and this would not be good for a wooden cello, so there was a practical reason for this. But actually I think the carbon fiber cello also really fits the aesthetic of the Moon Suite and just looks really cool.
I think one of the things I like the most about the Moon Suite is that its length and duration, different movements, diversity of music really invites for this personal journey into my relation to the moon, which I appreciate because I grew up in a time when the moon is, it's kind of reduced to just well, it exists and it pulls on the oceans, but all the symbolism around it that humans have been occupied with for a really long time, that's kind of lost from my education at least. And so having this piece composed by Wilma is a way for me to connect to the moon in other ways than the fact that it's just there. Yeah, I really love that, and I can always find more about the piece, and it's a piece that I will be coming back to again and again. And I don't know why, but my favorite movement is to weave a rain of moondrops. It's just a feeling. It's a magical movement. Learning the piece for me was actually really slow and hard because I'm a little lazy, and when there's a lot of rhythmical complexity, then I can easily postpone the process. So it took me a while to just figure out the rhythms and then to place them onto the strings and fingerboard. But apart from that, it was just a pleasure to learn and to practice.